الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا وعظيمنا مصطفانا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى: وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. Amma ba'd. First, we thank our Naibul Imam, Ustad Ali, for chipping in when we were a little bit late. But there are many things happening currently in our country which need to be addressed. And that's why from the morning we have been visiting several embassies. We have also visited several government institutions because we are trying to address matters which are very important to our country. And today, our khutbah will be on the issue of child protection in Islam. But as we talk about child protection in Islam, we will also mention something on the rights in the family, so that at least we be general in a way. Before I proceed, we have a fundraising for our mosque, Masjid Taqwa, Nairobi West, which is going on, and it is very, very important for any Muslim to contribute whatever you have, even if it's only 50 Kenya shillings, 100 shillings, a million, because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of that, dear Muslims, we will advise you to make sure that today you contribute anything to that, towards contribution of that mosque, because it's the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is pay bill, there is M-Pesa, as you wish. The other thing we will also want to mention is that we have Arabic books with us here. One of them is Kitab al-Huruf, my Arabic letters book, which is a very, very good book for children who want to learn Arabic language, and also for big people. But if you are a big person and you want to study Arabic language, please go for this book, Simplified Arabic Language. They'll all be outside there, so you can get them, inshallah. You can get them outside when you are leaving the mosque. And lastly, we also have this newspaper, which is called Interfaith Newspaper, which is very important for any person who wants to study about many religions in the country, and also for any Muslim who will want to make any of information reaching people. And that's why you have in that newspaper the issue of the youth, and also the issue of Kenya Fatwa Council. Now, coming back to our topic, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Holy Quran, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ, that there is no one who should worship or obey other being other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And Allah command all of us, Allah orders all of us, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, to do righteous, to do all we can to our two parents. So, we are realizing deterioration of moralities, of ethics in our country. Why do we have this problem in this country? We have this problem because we don't follow Quran, we don't follow Hadith, we don't follow the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah tells you, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. your Lord has commanded, has ordered that you should not worship other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, and to your two parents, because you cannot be born by one parent, you must have two parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, and for the two parents, then do everything you can. One of the Sahabas was seen at Makkah carrying his mother on his back during Hajj. I think for those who have ever gone to Hajj, you have realized that till today, there are people who carry their parents on their back when they are doing Hajj. They are there, up to date. Up to date. Some of us have been assisting people on Hajj to carry them on wheelchair. But during the time of Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim, people were carrying their parents on their back like young children. And then this guy comes and asks Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, have I paid back my mother what she did to me? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, no, you have not done even 0.001%. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Holy Quran that our mothers, they carry us in their womb for 9 months. حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهَنًا عَلَى وَهْنٍ, that your mother carries you in their womb with a lot of challenges till she becomes pregnant, since conception, till carrying pregnancy, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْوَالِدَاتُ يُرْضِعْنَ أَوْلَادَهُنَّ حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ لِمَنْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يُتِمَّ الرَّضَاعَةَ, that it is upon the two parents to make sure that they breastfeed their children حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ, 2 complete years. Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells our mothers that they should breastfeed us for 2 consecutive years? In the science of today, scientists have discovered that when a parent breastfeeds their children for 6 months continuous, if the parents are HIV positive, the child cannot be HIV, cannot contract HIV. But it should be consecutive without feeding the child with anything else. Now, we are told that amongst the rights of children in Islam, I will mention 5 which are very key. One of the rights of the children in Islam is choosing for them the right parent. You must choose the right spouse for your child. So for the young men who are planning to get married, you must do background check of the woman you want to marry. And that is why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to tell us that tunkahul mar'a li arba. A woman is married because of 4 key reasons. Li jamaliha, because of her beauty. So if you want to have handsome children, beautiful children, then you must look at that family you are going to marry. Walimaliha, and because of her wealth. That is hadith. So you must also check the family you are marrying. If you come from a very poor family, try to look at a family which can in one way or another support you. That is not my words. They are words of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Walinasabiha aw hasabiha. And you also marry a wife because of her descent, her progeny, her family, aw hasabiha, or her status. But remember, Islam does not allow racism as long as marriage and relationships are concerned. It is just a matter of guiding you. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam completed saying, walidiniha, and you also marry a woman because of her religion. Fadfar bidhati dini taribat yadak. So go for the woman who follows religion, who comes from a religious background. If you don't do that, you will be in challenge. But my question to all of us is, does this hadith only conform to a woman? No. The same hadith applies that a woman who wants to get married should look also at the handsomeness of the husband. She should also look at the issue of the wealth of the husband. The woman should also look at the nasab of that husband. The woman should also look at the religion of that husband. So for us today, we must come out of this mosque knowing that the hadith does not only conform to women. No. Why should we have a measure of how we marry women and women have no measure of who marries them? We understand that our religion is very balanced. Our religion is amongst the best religions. Now, when you get your wife or a good family, then you realize that the family will be having very good morals. So Muslims should always follow Islamic morality, Islamic ethics. But we have deteriorated our families. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Holy Quran, وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى. The Jews, وَالنَّصَارَى, and the non-Muslims, the Christians, they will never be pleased with you Muslims حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ, till you follow their traditions. How? You look at a Muslim boy today. You go to a place where there is a kinyozi, barbershop, and saloon for women. Muhammad and Salim. Muhammad enters kinyozi, ya wanaume, and the kinyozi cuts his hair. And then Salim, or any other boy, enters the other side of women. Very long hair, then he sits in the saloon, the women are plaiting his hair. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Are you Salim or Salma? Muslims, the youth who are here, please, we are reminding you, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have created you being a man, please thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are a man. Never do anything in your body which suggests to us that you are a woman. Never take your ear for the studs. Never go take your hair to a salon so that your hair is made to be like a woman hair. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that la'ana Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed any man who make himself look like a woman. And Allah at the same time have cursed any woman who want to make themselves like men. But why are people doing them? Because we see them in television. We see them being done in other countries other than our countries. In our countries, we see other people doing that. Please, if you are in this mosque today, or if you are watching us from whichever channel you are watching from, if it is Dr. HK TV, if it is our brother's channel, or whatever channel, inshallah, because every time we are in this mosque, we are live in several media, and even after this, we share the videos which we have in this mosque and other mosques, so that people can learn these things. Please, don't change what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made you to be. But for the parents, what is the right of a child? What rights do your child have upon you? One of the rights, I'll give 5. The first one is choosing a good wife for the child. Not a good wife, a good mother. So that the wife you choose, know that you are choosing a mother to your children. That is your first responsibility. So if you are a man, don't go marry a drunkard woman and say she will change. your children will be drunkards because of the DNAs. The same time for a lady, don't agree to be married to a drunkard because your children will be drunkards because of the DNA. First. The second thing is to choose a good name for your child. When you have already gotten a child, ask for good names. Don't go and give your child bad names in our culture, so that anyone says that I don't, so that no one will go and say I abuse other cultures. I'm from Embu. In our culture, there are people called Ngui. Ngui is dog. They are there. Even now, some of them are called Nyaga. Nyaga is Sijuni Eagles, you know, ostrich. People are given names. Njoka. Njoka is snake. Wallahi, those names are there. Why should a parent choose the name snake for their children? Let us look at our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, whom we should all cry when we hear his name. He has made us and gave us the best religion, and that is why Al-Imam Al-Busiri radiyallahu anhu tells us, Bushra lana ma'ashar al-Islam inna lana min al-inayati ruknan ghayra munhadimi lamma da'a Allahu da'ina li ta'atihi bi akrami rusli kunna akramal umami. Bushra lana. Congratulations to all of us. Good tidings to all of us. Ma'ashar al-Islam, the congregation, the community of Islam globally. Why? Inna lana, we Muslims, min al-inaya, when people try to pride themselves among others, min al-inaya, ruknan ghayra munhadimi, we have a pillar which cannot be distracted by anyone. Lamma da'a Allahu da'ina li ta'ati, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called all beings li ta'ati, to worship him, bi akrami rusli, with the best of the prophets, we became the best of ummah. Wallahi, there's no ummah like Ummatul Islam. Muslims don't understand the bounty of Islam. Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu. And for those who understand, today was his birthday. Some are saying it's tomorrow, according to the changes and disagreements in calendar. But we don't want to enter into disagreements. But we must understand that Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu was born either today or tomorrow. But most important is to understand that we are in the best of the weeks, where Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu was born. He goes to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam after Sayyidina Abu Bakr, after Sayyidina Umar, after Sayyidina Uthman have gone to propose Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu anha. All the Sahaba that had passed, because Sayyidatna Fatima radiyallahu anha was amongst the most beautiful women of the world. She was the most intelligent woman, most intelligent. Her intelligence cannot be measured. Those people who measure IQ of people cannot measure her IQ. She was so sharp. So when Sahabas went, they want Kulthum, they were given. They want the other girls, they were given. But anytime they come to propose Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu anha, the Prophet did not agree. And the Sahabas were not complaining. So when you are a young man and you go to a family and you try to propose a lady, then the parents do not agree. Please don't go and start chaos. They don't like me because I'm black, because I don't have money. Go back later after 1 week and tell the parents, you know, I like your woman so much. Please listen to my story and give me that lady to marry her. For the girls also, if you want to be married by someone and your parents do not like it, don't quarrel with them. Reason with the parents. So the Sahabas were living. They could not marry Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu anha. Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu anhu comes to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he just stand. He don't say anything. Actually, he came, he didn't say anything. He came greeted the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ because he used to kiss the hand of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, like some of us do to our sheikhs. He kissed the hand, then he sat down there. Then Rasulullah ﷺ was looking at Ali radiallahu anhu to see if he'll say anything. He didn't say anything. The others came, they said, Rasulullah, I've come because I want to marry, I request to marry Fatima al-Zahra. He didn't say anything. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked Ali radiallahu anhu, لَعَلَّكَ تُخَاطِبُ Fatima. It is as if you came, you want to marry Fatima. He said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. He started crying. Remember, many Sahabas, old, rich, who look very intelligent, have already came. They tried to propose Fatima al-Zahra. The Prophet ﷺ didn't agree. Now Ali comes, he say nothing. Then Rasulullah ﷺ is the one who say, لَعَلَّكَ تُخَاطِبُ Fatima. It is as if you have come because you want to take our daughter Fatima. He says, yes, Ya Rasulullah. And he started crying. Then Rasulullah ﷺ asked him, what do you have, Ya Ali? What do you have? Remember the others were very rich. He says, I have nothing, Ya Rasulullah. But when he said you have nothing, Rasulullah ﷺ looks at him. He tells him that I can see you have something in your finger, a ring. That ring can become mahar. Then there was a very decent wedding, very righteous wedding. Rasulullah ﷺ married Fatima al-Zahra to Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu anhu. What are we learning, Muslims? We are learning that we are supposed to safeguard our children. Remember Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, who took care of him. Rasulullah sallallahu after the death of his father, Abu Talib, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu is the one who took care of Ali radiallahu anhu. And it is Rasulullah sallallahu who took care of Fatima al-Zahra because it's the father. Now they get married. They have no money. They have no food. But this became the best of the families ever. There is no any family in this world which will come or has been there better than the family of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu wa Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha. How? Rasulullah ﷺ tells us, Fatima tu bid'atun minni. Fatima is a part of my body. Whoever pleases her, pleases me. Whoever does anything wrong to Fatima al-Zahra is doing wrong to me. That is Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha. Why did she become amongst the best? Because her father was taking care of her, looking at the best of her interests. So if you are a father in this mosque, and you have a girl, a daughter, please thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Rasulullah sallallahu told us that when you are granted a daughter by Allah, you have been granted mercy. But what should you do? Take care of your daughter. Follow up your daughter. Make sure she doesn't enter into this TikTok thing. I'm not saying that because you have TikTok chat, my brother. These are things our girls are exposed to. Don't allow your daughter to go expose herself in Facebook, in Twitter, and other things. No. Tell her, my daughter, you are a gemstone. Please take care of yourself, and you'll get the best husband. Today, the best of the families of the world is the family of Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha and Ali bin Abi Talib. And that is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that that is the best family. Fatima tu Sayyidatul Nisa ila Alamina. Fatima is the prince of all women of Islam. So all women of this world should emulate Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha and the mother Khadijat Kubra and the wives of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. All the men of this world should emulate Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu and his family. And that is why Rasulullah was very comfortable when he was going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He told us that, Allah, inni dhahibun la rabbi. You people know that I'm going back to my Lord. وَإِنِّي تَارِكٌ فِيكُمُ الثَّقَلَيْنِ, and I'm living with you very heavy things. Kitab Allahi wa sunnati, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and my sunnah. But in another hadith, which is also correct, which is also sahih, which is also quoted by all the Muslims globally, Kitab Allahi wa itrati ahl al-bayt. Kitab Allah, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa itrati ahl al-bayt, and my progeny, who are the family of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If Prophet Muhammad SAW did not take care, did not give good care to his family, he could not tell us that, because he could know some of them could take us astray. But he told that anyone who follow Ahl al-Bayt will never go astray. And that is why when you sit down, you hear some names, even currently, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani, amongst the progeny of Sayyidatuna Fatima, Al-Imam al-Haddad, the progeny of Sayyidatuna Fatima, and many Ali Zain al-Abidin, the progeny of Sayyidina Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu anha. And that is why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu said, every family and progeny goes through your father. If you are Hassan, the son of Omar, the son of Ali, that is your progeny. You don't mention your mother's progeny, the mother's line. That he told us that Hassan and Hussein are my children. So even when you hear someone saying Hassan is a child of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, they are not wrong. They are grandchildren, but he told us that they are his children. That is why today people say that I am a descendant of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. Then people who don't understand, they tell us, but tell us the son of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu who gave birth to children. It is Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha. So dear Muslims, as I conclude, so as to venture into Arabic khutbah, let us make sure that we understand the rights of our children. Give them good names. Choose for them the best mothers. Make sure your children study Quran. It is better for your child to study Quran and Hadith and have nothing else in this world than take your child to PhD and they have nothing in this for Allah Yawm al-Qiyamah. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are people وَمَا لَهُمْ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ. They are people who have everything in this world, but in the day of judgment, they have nothing. So please, let us teach our children Quran. Let us teach our children Hadith. Let us teach our children the history of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. Let us safeguard our children. When you see your child starting coming up with hair which look like women, tell them you are not a woman. Muhammad, you are a man. Salim, you are a man. Ali, you are a man. Let them be men. If you have a daughter at home who is now starting putting on the very tight things going out, tell them you are a Muslim, my daughter. Don't do this. Let us correct each other at the same time you see problems. And that is why we are told, Kuntum khayra ummah. You are the best of the ummah. Ukhdat linnas, who have been sent to people. Ta'amuruna bil ma'ruf. You call people to righteousness. Wa tanhawna anil munkar. And you stop people from immorality. Please, Muslims, let us not see any of our children becoming and associating with anything from LGBTQ. When your child come home with any book, please open the book from page to page, from cover to cover. Even if you don't know how to read, try to look at the pictures, because they have already started bringing books teaching our children bad behaviors in schools. Some of them, wallahi, are Islamic books. We have seen them. But the good thing is that every time we see anything wrong in our books, we write letters to the government at the same time, and so that the government can then change and call those people, ask them, why did you put these pictures? There is a book which has taught in schools, teaching children about family. Wallahi, you can't believe. Showing two women with a child. This is a family. Showing two men with a child. This is a family. They are there. Go and look at the books which your children are reading. Because a child learns by seeing. The cartoons your children are watching at home, sometimes sit down with them. But parents don't have time for their children. We are all running for life. You leave the house at 5 a.m., you come back at 11 p.m. What are you doing? I'm trying to get food and life for my children. No, you are trying to get fire and hellfire for your children. Have time with your children. The fourth right you have for your children is feeding them and educating them. Muslims, inshallah, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best lives. For the youth who are here and the children, know that your father and mother are second to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why we are told, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdamil ummahat. Jannah, paradise, is under the feet of our mothers. So if you see any Muslim kissing the feet of their mother, please don't go and say that he ni haram, ni bid'ah. It's allowed. For your mother, it's allowed. You can kiss your mother anywhere in Islam, apart from those areas which, of course, are not moral. But as a son, you are allowed to kiss your mother in the cheek. You are allowed to kiss your mother on the face. You are allowed to kiss your mother even in the feet. The same to your father. What we are trying to say, let us bring back the love we were taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to our parents. As a boy or any child, when your mother comes home or father and you are sitting, simama tafadhali. Please, let us start this behavior. Mama amekuja na baba umekalia kwa TV, amka msalimie. Mom, salamu alaikum, dad, salamu alaikum, ulimshindaje leo? Let us start those behaviors again. Watoto wa siku hizi mtu anakaa kwa TV, baba anakuja hata ana habari. Baba anapita hata ana habari. As a parent, don't allow that. Ukiingia kwa nyumba, ukipiga salamu kwa mlango, let all of them stand. Why should they stand? For people who don't believe in Allah and not stand for you. Allah tells you, وَخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ ذُلِّ مِنَ رَحْمَةٍ. When you are greeting your father, don't do like some people do. We have seen some parents greeting their children like this. Baba. Baba. Allah tells you in the Holy Quran, وَخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ ذُلِّ مِنَ رَحْمَةٍ. If you can do nothing, then bow to them. Dad, salam alaikum. That is the respect Islam gives to our parents. And that is why even many Islamic culture, when a child comes before the father, they are supposed to bow down. Baba amsalimie kwa kichwa, amsalimie kwa kichwa. So let us go back to our tradition of Islam. Let us love our parents. Let us go back to Islam and let us guide each other to the best of the path. Allahumma rabbana taqabbal minna inna salim wa tub alayna ya maulana innaka antat tawwabur rahim. ربنا هب لنا من ازواجنا وذرياتنا قرة اعين واجعلنا للمتقين اماما وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. Before I forget, inshallah, Imam will make some announcements of the Nairobi Taqwa Mosque. Shukran jazila.